It seems really fun. And now it's like the season's almost over, isn't it? Do you know when it ends in?
I think it ends at the end
The
of
end
the
of
month.
this near the end of this month. Yeah.
Oh, see, and I'm like, I haven't even really gotten to play a lot of the Lego, and I love the Lego side, and they have all this new cool stuff in Lego, and I've just been so busy, like between team stuff and between Midgard's birthday and just all the events. My gosh, let's not forget Autism Acceptance Month and Autism Acceptance Day event and the Skade birthday and like, oh yeah, Easter. Like we've been
Oh, the
slammed. Like I am
best
tired.
you
So
want to
it's
do as a
not
girl.
like, well, it's not like the Lego Fortnite's going away anytime soon. So it's not like you're gonna miss it if you don't play it.
Basically a permanent. Yeah, it's a
It's
permanent feature.
yeah, it's not that it's going away.
Well,
It's just
except
my
for
point is I haven't had time to play it, and they have new like challenges. Lego Fortnite has challenges.
and plus with the Star Wars update, the stuff you have to play within this time period in order to actually get it permanently in the world.
Right. Yeah, that too. I just need more hours in my day so I can game more.
After Lux's party, I'm going straight to the shops to just. This is going to be my de-stressing thing, is going to the shops. Well, not the shops, my shop, like the one I work at.
Just getting outside and walking around and getting some air would be good.
At this point, I just wish England had like more time in the day. I really do, because it's like everything. By the time I'm finished with Skade stuff, it's too late to go outside. It's like pitch black, like it's dark. The day is over, but I still have so much energy. I just need to get it out somewhere. I wish and this isn't like a criticism. This is just kind of and this is very much a you can want in one hand and poop in another, because this is impossible. But sometimes I'm like, man, I wish. Sometimes I'm like, man, I wish like Skade stuff was like shifted like 4 hours earlier than it is. Because it would cut into my school, so it would already be impossible. But if it did, it would mean by the time all the Skade stuff's finished, I'd still have the full open evening to
See,
just
that's
relax.
me. Basically, what you're
You're very
saying is
lucky
you want
with
a PST because my skate day typically ends at 4 o'clock. I really try hard at 4 o'clock.
Mine ends around
I
11
get
o'clock.
up, I leave. We go outside, we go do spins, Pokemon Go spins, we go to the beach, we walk the beach. Like we try to get outside. And then my skate day for the most part is over. But keep in mind, my skate day started around 8 a.m. So I start at 8 a.m. and I go to 4 p.m. You start later in the day, but then go all night.
But it's even harder when you come off of school too. I know it's important to like find like a time in the day where you can relax. But for me, it's like I want to relax after Skate stuff, not before. Because if I relax and then I have to do Skate stuff, then the relaxation didn't really work the way it would if it was the other way around. But it's like I can't, because now that I now have to go to bed. So it's just a little bit difficult, but it's what it is.
I really like mine because it gives me my evenings for like family stuff and
Yeah,
not having
I'm
to
very
stress.
jealous.
I have a good, I have, but it's funny because we're not even set up for American. We're honestly, most everything we do is set up for British for your time.
Yeah,
because usually, because all the American kids, like Steele, right? Steele the other day was really bummed out because Steele always misses the What Are We Playing sessions because she gets out of school an hour after. And so yeah, so it's funny that as a British person, which we're really, our schedules are more based around the British schedule, that for you actually would prefer the American times. So
I
it is
prefer
kind of funny.
yeah, because for me it just like, and again, it's not me saying this is not a negative thing. This is just more of a how it works with me. And it doesn't help I don't think if I had school I'd have as much as a problem with the Skate stuff, because then I'd have a morning and an early afternoon to myself and I wouldn't have to think about anything until Skate stuff. But it's very hard when you have school all morning and all afternoon and then suddenly you're straight into like Skate related stuff, and there's like small chunks of time that are like bits where I don't have to do anything, and for me that's just very hard. I think that and obviously, like, there are days where obviously, if I can't make a birthday team meeting, I can go and do something else, right? So if it's like 6 p.m., I have 2 hours until I have 2 hours until like the other stuff. But yeah, it's just very hard. Sometimes I'm just like, man, I just want like the time zone to just move like and adjust. I want the world to just bend over backwards for me specifically in this one area. And then I'm like, oh man, like I'd love to just like have like a month where I just literally just hide in a cave and I don't talk to anybody and I just don't do anything. I don't do school. I don't go to work. I don't do anything. I am just gone. I think everybody has
Well,
that kind
how
of.
do you do how do you do your breaks? Do you just sit at your computer and watch a YouTube video, or do you actually like go outside
Like,
or
leave the
look at
house?
nature or anything?
Well,
Because
well,
there's a
at
big difference
nighttime-
between that break and going actually like places.
Well, again, at night, at 11 o'clock, like
yeah,
at
11
night, or
is
10,
that's the hard
at
part.
10 o'clock at night, I'm not really getting up to go outside. Now, on a Friday, I do, but that's different, like, because that's no longer a school night. But I don't get that same break. If it was 6 o'clock, my break would not be sitting at my computer aimlessly watching videos or movies. It would be it would be leaving, it would be de-stressing, but I can't do that on a normal weekday because of the time that everything ends on Skade. Because it gets to like 9, 10, 11 o'clock, usually around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'm not really going to be leaving the house for a bit of fresh air. So I just have to, I have to just stick to just sort of sitting at my
Even
computer.
something away from a computer kind of thing is an actual break compared to like just being at your computer still, in my opinion.
I guess, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's usually not a big deal. I'm just very drained right now, which is why I'm more making a point of it. But it's it's what it is, I guess. Oh well, after A levels are over, I won't have to worry about school anymore. It'll just be work instead. I don't know if that'll be better or worse, because I'm probably gonna do more hours at work, but we'll see. I'm gonna go and talk to the people at the building, which purpose I can't mention, and ask
You
if
can just
they...
say you have an area you would like to work in, and you're gonna inquire about that.
I have an area that I'm very passionate about and would like to work in, and I am going to inquire about it very soon. I'm very scared to do it because I don't want to leave my job because I do like it and the people are very nice. And this is going to sound very weird to some of you, but I actually like having a job where I'm interacting with the public. I actually like that. I think it's important to have... and this is not for everybody. This is just a me thing. So I'm not trying to like use this as like a guidepost, but for me, I like being in society at times. I like feeling like I got out and saw people. And so being in a job where you're dealing with customers, although it can have some very low lows, it can be very nice to actually know that like I interacted with people. I kind of did use my social battery. It wasn't just full. It was the way I see it with a social battery is if your social battery is fully charged, like a phone, you're going to drain the battery and it's no longer going to be as good. So you have to use the battery and then recharge it. So I like the fact that my job involves that, like using up the battery. I also get to know.
But if you can't use that battery, please don't feel like you can use battery.
Yeah, like I said, this is very much a me thing. I'm not trying to...
My social battery gets drained just being in Skade calls. If it's a big enough Skade call that's with enough going on, and it's for a long enough duration.
Yeah, again, sorry. I really, like I said, I'm being very clear.
Yeah.
I'm talking specifically me. I'm not saying in general. Like I probably shouldn't have said anything. But yeah, I am kind of scared about the idea of like leaving my job basically and losing that side of it. But I also want to do what interests me, and I don't really see much of a career in my job. And I also fear like if I took on a higher role at my job, I think I'd end up getting stuck. There's a lot of people who end up kind of like giving up like years of their lives to do like that job, and I'm just like, I don't know. My goal is to do it possibly next week, although if next week is kind of a smooth and kind of relaxed thing before my exam starts, so then when they're over I can kind of see where I'm at.
I probably wouldn't want to do anything until you get through some stuff, you know?
Yeah. I'd like it to be a full-time job. Like, my job isn't a full-time one, because it can't be with school. And I do more hours over the summer, but not always enough to be full-time. So, if I were to get the job that I'm interested in, I'd like it to be a full-time one.
I really like this map. I don't know it well enough. That tells you I'm not playing enough. I should know this map better.
Oh, I got a bowcaster.
I literally started doing it as well.
It's funny.
We did it earlier in sync. We were in a different call. And we started doing that.
We're working on a birthday build. Yeah, both at the exact same time. Just started humming the same thing. It was pretty funny. I'm tired. I basically started working on that at like 8 a.m. this morning, and it's now 12:30, and I haven't really done anything since. So I'm tired.
I went to bed
Probably
at
got
2
another
a.m.
4 hours ago.
I went to bed at 2 a.m. this morning, and then I got up out of bed at like 10, did some revision before class with my mother, because it's hard to fit in revision. I sometimes do revision with my mother, and she's got a busy schedule, so I had to fit it in with her there. And then I did school, did some more revision, went to my hygienist, had a phone call with my mentor because they weren't able to come through this week because they've had a situation come up at their home. So we had a phone call, and then I did some more revision. I saw my hygienist, and then got home, did another hour, and then literally the second my revision was over, like at 4 o'clock on the dot, because that's on my schedule that I've worked with Blue on. At 4 o'clock on the dot, that's when like my revision or like my school time is completely over. And so at that time exactly was when I started working on Aquarius, and it's now 8.
I think it was around the same time I started, wasn't it? Within minutes?
Yeah, it was, yeah basically. I think I had like a 10-minute break just to get some water and just to, just look at the hedgehog that Mum is, pestering.
Oh, did she end up getting more video of it or pictures of it?
Oh yeah, it's like a constant one that's running, so she just keeps getting like videos on her phone come through. It's really cool.
That's funny.
It's really awesome. I always like seeing her get excited over animals, although it's definitely like she can get a little obsessive over it. I think if there was anything you could use as like a goalpost, I wouldn't say necessarily of autism, but she definitely does have that kind of hyper-focusness inside
Hyperfixation,
of her.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Once her mind is accompanied on something, occupied on something, it can't be taken off.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, Evan.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Did you steal a kill?
Yeah, he did.
It's okay, you got that one.
Yeah, see? It was. I just want a Desert Eagle. That's the only thing that will brighten my day right now. I just need a Desert Eagle.
I had like 3 of them and I threw them in the storm. I didn't know you wanted one. Volky, did you know that he likes that gun? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I did. Oh,
Oh man, we got
one.
first. Oh, we're so bad at this game. Do better next time, guys. I expect second place. Return to lobby.
Oh, No. Ah, shoot.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's okay. I just spilled something.
It just looked like you wet your pants is all.
It's actually literally like I saw like on Twitter. There was like a pair of like trousers that were selling. You get like a pair of jeans that literally have that look like you pissed, like you wet your pants. So like it's like literally purposely designed to like stains on.
Oh yeah, I bought those.
Is
They
that
look
why it
really
always
nice.
looks like you wet your pants?
Yeah, it's just my fashion sense.
I like
You know
it,
what I'm
and
most-
I can pee my pants in secret too.
And nobody knows.
Nobody will know.
You know what I'm most excited about?
That wet spot on the couch? None. Is that
What
the
I'm
cat?
what I'm most excited
cat,
about.
yeah.
The cat. It's the cat.
Regarding fashion, the thing I'm most excited about, and you can't even really call this fashion, but I'm excited
I've
to
never
get.
heard you say the word fashion before.
I know. The thing I'm excited to get is the Pip-Boy from Fortnite. It's coming in November. I've pre-ordered it. I'm very excited.
I have no idea what you're even saying. Pit-Boy
It's this
from
thing.
Fortnite?
No, sorry, from Fallout. The Pip-Boy
you
is
said-
like. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. The
Yeah.
Pip-Boy is like a. The Pip-Boy in Fallout is like a wearable computer. Like imagine like an Apple Watch, but it's like really big and like a retro computer.
So you
It looks
bought
like
one?
this. I bought it. Yeah, it's like the first ever wearable one they've released. They've released like an accessory.
You
of
bought
it, but,
that
like,
to wear to like work?
not to work, but to wear. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. Like it's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like
Ready up.
Joking, I actually can literally see you wearing that walking down the street on the way to the shops. I can
Oh.
see it. I literally can see it. And I can't usually see things, but picturing that on the pictures that you sent me of you and Telly, like I can actually see like don't mind me, people passing by, just checking my mini computer. Blah, 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 blah. I can see even like making the little beep beep noises. Oh my god, I'm gonna die laughing.
I have like the Pip. So in the Fallout
With
games,
your monocle on.
in the Fallout games, the Pip-Boy is a lot bigger and it's like a brown color. But in the TV show, they wanted to include it. But if they were to build the Pip-Boy to scale, it would be way too big and too heavy on the actor's wrist. So they made a smaller metal version, which is the one you see in that picture, and they released it as a replica. So I'm like.
I have something
when
funny
I
I
saw.
can say, but I'm very afraid it'll make you feel bad. But it's really funny.
Okay, just
No.
go on, say it. No, just go ahead and say
Okay, but
it.
you have to know this. Clearly, I'm just joking. Like, so, and there's this like trend in TikToks and stuff, and the girl goes, "Ugh, like men are the worst. Why are there no nice men? Where are the nice men that don't cheat?" And then it goes to a guy. He's like, "Hi, I'm Brett. So on 2 days a week, I play D&D. And oh, did I show you my Pokemon card collection? This is Charizard." and you get it because they're the good guys.
Yeah.
They're the good guys
Yeah.
that are nerds. So I was like, instantly my brain went to like, where are the good guys at? It's so hard to find a good guy. And then it would be Evan walking down the street with this on
Hello,
his arm.
everybody. My name is Mario Dreams.
It's Mario Germs, and I have a mechanical pencil, an antique mechanical pencil, and I have this. And you would, because you would be the good guy. Do you see? So it's really not
I
teasing
see
you.
it.
It's
not-
only
no, it's not
teasing you in the
negative.
nerds aspect. But aren't we all nerds? We're here, right? So yeah. Anyways,
If I was like
I'll
the-
send you one of those, and you'll laugh.
If I
You'll
had
be
an
like, oh,
if I
get it.
had an ego and thought I was the non-nice guy, like the Chad as they call them, who gets all the girls and all that, then I'd be offended because it'd be like you'd be calling me a nerd. But I am a nerd, so you're just stating a fact, really.
It's just funny. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
send you the
that's-
videos are always great, and it always makes me laugh because the guys are always attractive. They're just like, I collect Pokemon, and it's almost always Pokemon, like Pokemon cards and D&D.
I think
Those are the
I
two
honestly
things.
think if we lived in a world where people didn't judge each other so badly, I actually think nerds would get more girls than the guys that we see who get all the girls because they have
have
more
the substance.
personality.
Mhm.
They've actually got depth to them. They have passions,
I
right?
agree, 100%.
Like,
They also have
My-
multiple broken keyboards.
My uncle is a major, like, I'll just say he's a womanizer, and I'm not even being mean about that. Like he is a man, like my uncle's a man who who has been through several women in the last 5-6 years.
By been through,
He's-
he means just have dated pretty much.
Yes, basically. And Now he's a really great guy. I don't have anything against my uncle, but he doesn't have much personality. He doesn't. Now he probably will have more women than I'll ever have in my life, and I'm not even going to try and I'm not saying that in a negative or bitter way. It's just probably a fact because he's that kind of guy. But he also doesn't have any substance to him, and so I think that this is why he doesn't last long with these women, because he doesn't. When they get to know him, they realize there's nothing to him, and he's not really interested in them.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking like in this, I think that because we live in a world where nerds and people who have those passions, they aren't appreciated. I think that that's why people like my uncle are more successful with women,
Or even
successful
made
because
fun of
they
in some cases.
right.
Oh, a lot
like
of
my
cases.
uncle,
Yeah.
my uncle is the guy making the people feel bad, right? Like that's the type. I mean, he wouldn't do that, but he is in that kind
That
of
type.
group of people.
Yeah.
And so
Guilty by
my
association.
exactly. So my whole thing on it, right, is that like if we lived in a world where there wasn't such judgment, because the nerds have actual personality, they have interest, they actually have interest, they can hold a conversation longer than a minute. They are the ones who I think in the in a better world would actually get more women. And I'm not saying that in like a the nerds should get more. I just think it would be a fact. I think that nerds. I think the reason why nerds don't do well with women is because it's a stereotype. If you're a nerd or you collect things or you do this, you are just a weirdo and you are very geeky and you must be a creep. When actually, most nerds I know are like the smartest, nicest people you'll ever meet. And I think that that's the problem. So.
I wonder where does that misconception come from?
Movies, I think, especially during like the like
Media.
70s and 80s, especially you saw like
They're
that
gonna say
nerd.
the 1700s.
You'd see like the scraw like nerds were portrayed as like the skinny, scrawny kid with massive glasses who would like
Well, the
like yeah,
80s.
the square,
Because
the
there was
square root of
literally-
pi is
there's literally,
1.77.
It's the 80s. There was literally a movie called Nerds, and then there's Revenge of the Nerds, and these were huge. That is where they went into the stereotypical tape between the glasses, the pocket, protector, being into the AV club, audio video club instead of the football team. That's all 80s. That's all 80s movies that brought that to us.
The other thing I'll say as well is that nerds, like before that era, actually, I'm not going to say they were necessarily successful women, but they were held in high esteem. Like, it was nerds who put men on the moon. It was nerds who split the atom.
I don't remember them ever getting the girls, though. I think in the U.S. it's literally always been the jocks, like the football. At least in any kind of media portrayal, even books,
Yeah.
Not even really nowadays, though.
Nowadays, it's really not. Nowadays, it is more of the, like, intelligent, like, coder, like,
But I think people also realize, I think that, like, back in those days as well, if you collected things, if you had those passion, people kind of saw it as like ooh, yeah, like, he's, like, a little different. Like, people kind of saw it like that. Like, they saw it as, like, a negative thing, or kind of I think they literally associated collecting things or having a passion for something like nerds do as a red flag. So it naturally put women off. Not because they had anything against them, but because they just assumed that it was a bad thing.
Women are just against men in general right now, so it's okay.
Yeah. So I think that for me, like, I think what the world is now understanding is that if you looked at me, I don't look like a nerd, I'll say. I think I dress very regularly. I think if you were to look at me, I wouldn't fit into the stereotype of a nerd at all. I look like a very ordinary guy. When you talk to me, though, and you get to know me, you realize I am the nerdiest of the nerds. Like, I think the only thing stopping me from being even nerdier is literally the fact that I can't do complicated calculus, like, in my spare time.
He's like, but I'm working on it.
So I think that, like, I
like nerds. I like nerds.
Yeah. I think our perception of nerds is moving into a very positive thing, where it's like, oh, being a nerd isn't a bad thing. Being a nerd is cool.
Because nerds now equate higher pay. Not gonna lie, I think women see that as like security. Like their man will take care of them.
I think they do because
they have a brain.
No, I think so, but I think also, like, I think the other thing as well is that nerds generally aren't particularly showy off. They like functionality above looks. So a nerd isn't going to try and aim to buy a fancy BMW or Lamborghini. They're going to show up to work in their very functional, like Suzuki Esteem or whatever. I think that, like, they don't have that same status as, like,
they'll still buy a Tesla and then see Elon does no wrong,
Yeah.
do that kind of thing instead.
And there are some, and don't get me wrong, there are some nerds that are very creepy or do have some, I'm not going to say issues, but aren't particularly good at like talking to people and who do have a very awkward approach that maybe does put people off. But I think that, you know, that's more in the minority of nerds nowadays anyway. I think I'm a very like, you know, I don't think people would think I was a nerd in the 80s. I think people, because I don't look like one, but I certainly am one.
So we should not bring up about the time you cut your hair, that kind of stuff.
I mean, that doesn't make me a
Shut
nerd.
up.
That just makes it stupid.
That just makes you special.
Yeah,
I love that came back up recently after all this time. Here, Evan, you want to ride? Here.
I also like.
Here's a song that's dedicated to you.
Oh,
Did you
I'm
just die?
I just died.
How did you die in my car?
Somebody shot through the window.
That's pretty funny.
I know.
Me.
Yeah, the Pip-Boy though in Fallout, coolest thing ever. When Fallout 4 released in 2015, they actually released a Pip-Boy you could buy, but you couldn't wear it. It was like a display piece.
But this one you can wear.
This one and I'm like, there is no way. I'm like, I am buying this. I am going to wear this. I'm going to. You can even use it as an alarm clock. So if you want to, like, just have it on your bedside.
You're going way in.
Also,
I love it.
Now this is how my okay. Now
You're
this
like
is how
me
nerdy.
with my Smurfs watch that I, you know, when I was like 7, that I had to sit in like 8 like cereal box tops for and $1.50 in coins, and then they mailed me my Smurf watch that was supposed to talk to Papa Smurf and all that. Boy, did I wear that proudly.
Are you smurfing me?
Are you
My
smurfing me?
My weird opinion, right? Considering we live in a world of technology, I actually think like more like augmented things on our bodies should be a more normal thing. I think the idea of wearing really cool tech. See, now that's more of a.
See, I wear an Apple Watch right now as I speak.
Well, see, yes, but
Apple
see,
Watches or even Android has their own version of it. They're very popular.
I'm gonna
be honest, smartwatches
are
useless in my opinion.
I'm not talking.
I use it for anything but a watch. So
I'm not talking about those though. They are wearable tech. You're absolutely right. But those are just regular watches in my eyes, that look a little bit fancy and have more features on them. Why aren't we literally wearing like giant phones on our wrists? Like why we could do that?
Because
we could literally put it in a metal.
Why not? Because it doesn't go with my shirt. Soon, right? Well, okay. You need to go to like I can't remember. It's in Switzerland. I think it's in Switzerland. They've already gone to the phone that's built into a microchip into your hand, and your hand opens your house,
that's not a
opens
phone,
your car.
That's just a microchip.
But they're already integrating the phone into it so that you will hold, like you'll do this thing with your hand and it comes up more like a hologram, but you have everything right there in one spot. Are you wanting to wear it, Evan? Sorry, that's built in, I should say.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I think when we live in a world of modern technology,
I killed him in the air.
Good luck with that. I'm hearing like we're already at a point like where even with smart home technology and stuff like that, there's pushback against that. There's going to be pushback against this too.
Yeah.
Well, we're already so knee deep into like AI and all that. That's like. There's really no going back at this point. Everything is going to continue to just get, you know, more and more.
The particular thing I wore as well, it does have some tech in it, but it's not like you couldn't use it as like an actual like phone or anything. It has like it has 2 features on it. It has a built-in clock and alarm system, and then the other thing it has is a built-in radio. But I don't know, it's disputed if it's even real or not.
Does it make dinner though?
No, it does not.
Does it warm up pizza?
You can see though why I in particular am very drawn to it and why I would wear that thing. It's just so cool. I pre-ordered it.
Isn't even wearable, by the way. It's embedded in your skin.
It's not, yeah. It's like a microchip in your skin, which a lot of people then try to be like, oh no, we were warned about this. And there's a religious book that talks about, oh, when this happens, that means this is happening. So there's actually people that are trying to get this technology not to go forward because it was signal the end of the world. But that's like, well, that's only if you even believe in that book, you know?
Should we have stopped? Should we have changed our calendars
Right.
so we had the year 2012 because the Mayans said we were gonna all die in 2012? Like,
Well, remember in '99 when we assumed that like when we turned 2000, the Y2K thing, that like all the phones were gonna blow up and the computers were gonna blow. That was a
valid
thing. You guys were not alive.
Yeah, I know.
but
Well,
I was
actually,
alive.
the thing is,
There
Blue,
was some
that
valid concerns
it
with that.
was an actual. Well, they weren't actually gonna break physically, but everything. If Y2K people didn't prepare in advance, which was actually a very big, important thing that they did, and it was a big problem, and it was a big thing. If that didn't happen, all the computer systems wouldn't have exploded, but they just wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, they actually told us, they were like, we were even told that day not to turn on your phone, like don't even pick up your phone.
Well, it was all
they know everything
it was
is
all
okay.
fixed and prepared beforehand. They worked.
I think
the people worked hard. Like,
yeah, they
months
did, but I
and
think it
years
was
in
still.
advance.
But when the clock changed, it was like everyone was holding their breath. Like, did it work? Like,
yeah,
are
everything.
we okay? Like,
Like it was already fixed
the one
like
that's,
years
picking
in
up my
advance,
phone.
basically.
I was like on the phone, hello, like it didn't.
It wasn't.
We survived.
It wasn't until much later I realized what the real
How big that was.
What the
Yeah.
real reason for that was.
Same,
how it
Volky.
originated. So
Yep.
So like
Same.
computers have memory, maximum amount of memory, that maximum value of any number that they can hold. Depending on like how much data it can hold in a single value. So when it rolled over, then it would become a negative value. Reaching that limit, it would go over to a negative. Yeah.
And you know what? For the record, I also did not completely understand at that age, like why it was such a big deal. It was just such a big deal. It was such a big deal.
The other problem as well is that it wasn't communicated very well to people. Like people unfortunately it was too vague, so people misinterpreted it, or people worried too much, and it was portrayed.
And there are these rumors going around that like, oh my god, like things are gonna like blow up, or like nukes might get launched, or
you also have to keep in mind that
dramatic.
you also have to keep in mind that technological like experience from like most people back then were like their knowledge
VCR.
of tech stuff was very, very limited.
Yeah, it was like
most
VCRs.
people didn't even know how to run a computer.
You also know what happened.
We had like AOL back then, and that was it. So you didn't even
had, like,
understand
Windows
like what
98.
and you didn't even know what IPs were back then. It was just you knew your phone would go, and then that meant you were online. That's all that meant back then.
You also know that
AOL.
some of the worst things that happened as well during Y2K. I'll tell you this: for some of the biggest effects of it were simply just that the date would incorrectly say 1900 rather than 2000. Like some things wouldn't break; they would just display the wrong time. So hold on, some things like only had the memory to they couldn't differentiate the number 1900 with 2000. So sometimes when the clocks would go, I'm not saying this is what entirely happened, but like there are some things that didn't break. They just were displaying the wrong time because they thought the year 2000 was the same as the year 1900.
I don't even remember anything doing that. At least nothing we owned did that. But and I'm sure somewhere someone did, but I remember, if anything, going, well, that was really anticlimactic, because the media, this is what I was gonna say, is the media that really hyped it up. It was the media like, oh, do not pick up the phone as the clock strikes midnight. Like we were literally told that by the news that day. Like, there's a possibility all the computers in the world are gonna go down, was basically the fear of it. But I'm like, Volky, I was old enough to know this was happening, but not old enough to really understand why it was happening. But everything was fine. Like, I don't even remember anything going back to 1900. Like, do you, Volky? I don't remember anything. I don't remember.
No.
If something did, it was probably something super minimal. But keep in mind, we didn't have like cell phones then. Like the clocks on our stoves still had to be manually. We didn't even really have anything back then.
I have to literally come back just to clarify. I'm not saying this is what happened everywhere. There were some computers in some places that were affected by that. Most weren't, but some like on Wikipedia, there's literally an example, like in a French place. There were some computers, like specifically old ones, that would say 1900 rather than 2000.
Oh.
Mostly that didn't happen.
I'm not saying it didn't. Like I said, I'm just saying nothing I owned did that. Yeah, and we did have a computer because we had AOL. That was quite the thing. Actually, I take that back. AOL didn't come till later, did it?
It was around
like maybe 5 years.
It was in Windows 98, not like built in, but like that was like the main time it was popular. In Windows 98 and XP.
Oh, so that would have been 90. Yep, that makes sense.
Yep, that was before 2000.
I
think those were like the main times that was popular.
That even makes it even more so. The average person did not have a computer back then. Or if you did, you had the DOS one. We had like a little Apple one that was like black, and it's what you played, it was what you played, what's it called on it?
My parents literally did not have computers until Windows became really popular, like Windows 95, 98, and XP. Like they didn't have computers till then.
Well,
I think the first one was like Windows 95-ish.
I mean, my dad literally works with computers, so I mean,
you guys probably all had them.
We had computers and stuff, and the earliest computer I remember having had XP on it.
Until like I started watching YouTube about computer history, I did not know computers were a thing like in the 70s or the 80s. I didn't know that.
Computers date back to about the
60s. Yeah, I was gonna say the first one.
The first ever computer, technically.
Turing machine, yeah.
Wasn't it right before the Commodore?
Yes. And the Turing machine was the first ever like actual. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, back in the World War II, they had used computers, but they were actually human computers. They were not. So not actual.
I mean, it depends on what your personal definition of computer is. How far back you really want to go.
Yeah, and even Charles Babbage, he was like known as like the guy who invented like a mechanical computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are differences.
We had a little Apple thing.
The first ever, people considered the first ever computer to be the Turing machine, and that was designed in World War II. I've told Blue this a couple times. In World War II, one of the powers, I'm not going to say which one it was, but one of the powers was using a code called Enigma to transfer their messages and encrypt them before sending them. So the people at the government, if they needed to send orders, or people in the Navy or the military or whatever, whenever they needed to communicate with their soldiers, they would make sure the messages were encrypted so that when they were sent, if anybody were to intercept the messages, they couldn't translate it and figure out what it was saying. So they were able to capture some of these messages. The British intelligence were able to find these messages, and they were able to find them, but they couldn't crack the code. So they had to figure out how to crack Enigma. Enigma was the machine that would encrypt these messages. So Alan Turing, created the Turing machine, and that successfully broke Enigma. He was able to use like different combinations and compute different things. Here's how they did it. They noticed that in the messages that were encoded by Enigma, the exact same words were being put at the end of each sentence. And they also noticed it was always a weather report. So they knew there were 3 guaranteed words in the message. Weather, because it was a weather report that they were intercepting from the Germans. Weather, and then 2 words that they would use to support their leader. So, using that, and using combinations, the Turing machine successfully broke Enigma, and they were able to decrypt every message from the Germans during the war. They also estimate that shaved the war time off by about 3 years. They estimated the war would have gone on 3 years longer had they not broken it. And so, Alan Turing's Turing machine, lots of that was used to develop more computers in the future. So, it wasn't really the computer you'd know today, but it was one of the first major computers that sort of really led to the development of computers in the future. It's also why, for those of you who don't know, it's also the reason the Apple logo has a bite in it. Alan Turing was a homosexual, which was illegal in England at the time. So they found that he had died in his home, and there was an apple, a half-bitten apple, next to like where he was sleeping on his bedside, and they theorized that he injected the apple with cyanide, and he took a bite out of it, and so that's why the Apple logo is a half-eaten apple. It's to represent Alan Turing being the first creator of the computer.
Interesting. I did not know that. That's very morbid.
Yeah, it is very morbid. Yeah.
What does that have to do with him being homosexual, though? Just curious.
Because he was
banned in Dead
So
Space,
he committed. So he unalived himself.
Yes.
Due to that. Okay, sorry. I was trying to see where that.
He was also chemically castrated. That was his sentence. He was sentenced to chemical castration. So he had to take these. Yeah,
so
he was really drugged.
Okay.
Basically,
that's really sad.
It's not confirmed, but most people agree that is probably why he died in the way he did. Yeah, and it would explain the half-eaten apple next to his bed.
Interesting.
But yeah, Alan Turing, pioneer of computers. Hi, Tully.
Hey, Telly. And gay.
Yep. Well, I don't know if it was the
Who's the
pioneer.
Golden
of
Boy?
being
No,
gay.
smart.
attacked when I. Oh, it's all those enemies at the top.
Nikola Tesla had a very weird fascination with birds. Also, that
Like
too.
Big
That's
Bird?
what the. He had. Some people believe he was literally attracted to birds, like literally wanted to be involved
like
with
the guy
a bird.
that likes his car.
Basically, yeah. They literally because he
No,
had
like the person like in Looney Tunes when they smell a pie.
Oh, gotcha.
Nikola.
He
For
just
those of
likes
you who
the
don't
taste
know, Nikola Tesla is actually the actual inventor of the light bulb. Although Thomas Edison is the one who's
Yes, I know
credited
that.
with work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dia used to talk about that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nikola Tesla also, that's the guy that the Tesla company is named after.
Well, I mean, the light
sure?
bulb wasn't invented
No,
by
it's
one
named after
person.
Elon.
But here's the thing, the light bulb was not invented by one person, it's more like one person came up with the very basis of it, and then another person refined it, and then another person refined it into more like what we have today for light bulbs.
Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, the Tesla thing was named as like kind of like an homage to Nikola Tesla. That's the reason why the company is called that.
Ooh, Volky, my turnip prices today are only 72, so really glad I went to your house and sold the other day.
Yeah.
I'd be in quite.
Blue. It turns out you can actually sell for up to a week.
Oh, how long exactly 7 days? So Sunday to Sunday?
Yeah, I read up on
Okay.
the wiki.
Good. I knew it was limited, I just didn't know how limited, so 7 days.
But you can't time travel backwards at all.
Oh yeah,
during that
nope.
time.
If you do, it will soil your stuff. I've done that too many times. Too many times.
Thank you. Sorry, it's me. Kill them immediately. Exactly where
What a jerk. Telly, you gonna join us in your llama outfit?
I quit this. Yes, finally got him. Yep.
Yay! I have to do damage and then reload, apparently. It's such a weird combo, but okay. Evan, you're being shot at. Wake up. You're drawing attention. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to take screenshots when we see you do this stuff now.
Hello. Do you like the Pip-Boy I posted? That's what I bought that.
He bought
Got
it,
killed
he's
by a
gonna wear
primal
it.
Guzman.
Guzzler?
No, just primal Guzman.
Does he also scream and that's his Pokemon sound? Like
It's still
Guzzler?
weird to think it's still weird that like the NPC, not the NPC, the avatar I'm talking to online is literally the person I also physically met. It's really weird. I have to keep remembering that.
Really hard to reload when I keep getting shot.
I've come to the conclusion that my
I've come to the same conclusion, Volky, about mine. Mucho suckage.
What? I can't. What? Fortnite? Hello? Okay.
Yeah, headshot. Boom.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Val Strax.
Oh, I did it.
Now.
Woo! Got my challenge done. Dun, 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 dun.
I just took you out with my Turing machine.
Oh.
My Alan Turing machine.
Oh, also, fun fact. There will be, if humanity makes it to the year 10,000, there will also be the Y10K problem. It will be the same as the year 2000 problem, but for the year 10,000. The computer clocks can't encode it. They can't encode past the year 9,999, so it will...
Well,
yeah.
if the 1999 group can do it, I believe in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like, if we did ever somehow survive till the year 10,000, the computer technology would be too advanced to the point where they wouldn't need to worry about that.
We probably don't even have computers back by that time. Everything will just be downloaded straight into your brain or something. You know? Because you'll have a chip. Haven't you watched Black Mirror? It'll be like Black Mirror. We'll just have these chips in our eyes that everything is built in. We either talk over each other or we're too quiet.
Pretty well.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Birthday team that we're not, that instead of practice, we're doing the birthday party.
Wait.
Oh, did Ben ping?
Yeah, why did he say 29 minutes? I thought it was at 3-hour time, Blue. It said 11 a.m. Australian time.
I don't know. I didn't do the math conversion. I was just told 1:30 our time. Evan did the math conversion on that one.
11:30.
It's supposed to be 1:30 our time. Right, Evan?
It's supposed to be in half an hour from now, yes.
Is that not?
11,
is that not?
It says 11:30 a.m. Saturday Australian Eastern Standard Time is 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're right. Because
Let me just double check again. Yeah, it says 6.
Right now it's only like 7 a.m. in the morning there.
Hold on, I literally did the math yesterday, and it literally was saying it was at 11:30 it would have been. So you're telling me that 11:30 is not for another 5 hours?
All I know is, like, our event time, which is an hour ago, is 6 a.m. for them. Or for some of them. For some of them, it's 5 a.m., depending on what time zone they're in. So... So see what time it is that you told Lux, and that's what time we'll do.
Hold on.
Let's load up though. Or sorry, it's just me. Just kidding. I will load up.
Silly Blue.
Silly Blue. Ready up, everybody. Talking to you, Blue. By the way, I'm feeling better today.
The bottom is 11 or is London time. 2 a.m.
I literally Googled the time. I literally typed. Why is it different? I swear on my life when I did the time.
I tried to question it, but I just ended up going with it because I don't. I remember thinking it wasn't right.
But I checked it again when we talked to make sure, and I
know, and that's why I just said okay, because I didn't know for sure. To me, it sounded off because I know wherever Dan and Waffles, for them, our event time is at 6 a.m. for them. When that's our event time is at 3 p.m. EST. So if we're celebrating their birthday an hour and a half later, that would be at either 6:30 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning.
I'll be honest, Evan, the best place to look for time conversion is worldtimebuddy.com, in my opinion. Because it shows at least 3 different time zones, and you can add your time zone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It also depends on which one they're in, because
It's not in half an hour.
Australia
it's
has
not in
multiple.
It's not in half an hour. It's not in half an hour. It's not in half an hour. It's instead.
Can you ping the birthday team?
Well,
only because they're probably getting ready to go on Midgard, so.
Yeah.
Do you know the time, though, before we do that?
Hang on.
Holding on.
According to this website, 11:30 would be 9:30 EDT.
It's 6 a.m. right now,
so
and we're celebrating in 5.5 hours. So what time is? So that's going to be 2:30 in the morning for the UK.
This is why I thought it was going to be yesterday. You see now why I was like questioning it.
It'll still.
Meaning we should have celebrated it yesterday.
No, because Saturday is in Australia right now.
So it's today.
It'll still be the 4th in Australia. The time is just wrong. I don't know why it's wrong. I did the conversion. I searched. I literally typed in on Google 11 a.m. AEST to UK time, and it literally told me letter for letter, number for number. It told me the time that I had put. And now I'm seeing it. It's now saying it's different. I don't know why. I don't know if I typed in the wrong thing or how, but it's wrong, and it's going to be in 5.5 hours. I see it. It's in 5.5 hours. It's 2:30 a.m. in the UK time.
Calm down. Calm down. Use the one that Nin told you about going forward. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we should put it in birthday, like regular birthday talk, and then we can pin it so that we can all do it. Or just we can do it later.
Don't know it.
Later's fine.
I don't know anymore. We'll use it going forward.
Later's fine. We'll do it later. Just ping the team so that they know. Or would you like me to?
I'll ping them. I'll ping them. It's fine. I'll ping them.
I think Kevin's gonna lose it. Kelly, you know where he lives? No, actually, I'm incredibly glad you did, or we would have all been there, and Lux is still sleeping. So, yeah.
Well, that would have been kind of funny, though. They're in the call still. You just hear them snoring. Yeah.
And this is a non-ping birthday, by the way. Non-ping. So what time? Okay, Evan, don't listen to me. Nen, what time is that for us then?
For us, it should be 6:30.
Oh gosh, so tonight. Okay.
Yeah. Evan, you don't have to go to this, by the way. It's literally 2 a.m. your time on a school night.
Well, I'm the BO, so I will be.
No, it's okay. Blue can go through the build.
No. Nope.
It's okay. Blue can go through the build.
I can do it.
Unless you really desperately want to.
Please, I don't need this.
There's no arguing, Dusty.
There's
not arguing at all.
I'm just irate because this shouldn't have happened.
You're handling it wonderfully, though, Evan.
Yeah, clearly.
So right after this, you and I will meet. We will go over it. Oh, look, there's the Billy skin. Just in case you can't be there, we will meet right after this and go over the build. How's that?
Evan, I would also suggest that maybe right after this, you just go to sleep and then set up if you do want to be there at the time, just so you have some sleep kind of thing.
Well, he kind of can't because we still have to work on another one.
Yeah,
but he can
wait till...
He can. It can wait till later today. Goodbye, tree. You are not needed.
I just need a second. I'm gonna just mute.
You're totally fine.
It's okay.
Go take all the time you need. Scream therapy is amazing, by the way. It's just hard to do that most of the time.
Cords, yeah.
It does, but it's more of you don't want your neighbors to call the police because they think you're being murdered. But if you can scream like into a pillow, I always feel so much better after I'm like, oh, okay, much better. Or you can go kayak out into the middle of the ocean and scream. That works.
I'll be honest, I don't think our neighbors would care, though. I heard a kid screaming the other day and nobody did anything.
That didn't even wake me up, which is really funny. I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, like actually, there's just a kid screaming, like telling some guy to go, not some guy, but like someone to go away.
Yeah, basically don't come to my house and get like murdered because nobody will care. Nobody will care.
If anything,
Because
the silence would make them call
so
the
used
police.
to what a normal day is to you.
I slept right through it. I know exactly what he's talking about. Something caused Nen to scream, but I slept right through it.
I didn't scream. I wasn't saying me. I was saying some kid in this, like, outside.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that kid. I thought you were talking about the instance in the bathroom.
No, that wasn't really a scream.
See, Riley said you screamed, but you know.
She was being dramatic.
That probably sounds really weird to anyone.
It was more like a yelp.
He had a mega turd. He was really excited about.
There's a little mouse. Just a little mouse. I caught it with a plunger. Totally. Didn't like it run away and.
Oh, well, at least I get a little bit of time to relax now after Fortnite Friday. That is like the only thing that's like the literal only thing that is making me not want to literally just slam my face into my
esports is back on now. Just kidding. I'm just totally joking.
Esports
is off for today. If we did esports today, I guarantee you Evan would do nothing but stand out in the middle of the open field.
If you think I stand enough in the open field...
this is cue for someone to go, doesn't he always? Just kidding.
You know what? I'm not even mad or upset. I'll tell you what I am. I'm just confused.
You're just
I don't know. I'm done, but I'm done. I literally just want to just never do birthdays ever
again. Just put a fork in me. I am done. Hi, Victory Man. Sorry, I didn't see you join.
What I'm most confused about, above all of this, right?
It's Google's fault.
I don't. Well, because here's the thing. I remember reading it, and I checked. I'm not kidding, Blue. I know I was being very I'm not going to say dismissive, but I know I was kind of like, no, Blue, I got it, right?
I did point this out yesterday, Nen.
But I promise. I cross my heart and hope to die on this. You can even look at my search history. I checked when you asked. When you asked, I actually legitimately went and triple checked it and then re-clarified it to you, and it was the same.
Look at your Google history. Like, go to your Google history and hit enter again and see maybe something's just slightly off with that search. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna tell you
could have said like U.S. time instead of UK time.
I'm gonna tell you something. So, Evan, my mom gave me a very good lesson. She told me that not everything on the internet is true.
I'm going to strangle you. Like, I'm going to literally strangle you so hard that veins are going to pop.
Maybe you didn't know.
Veins are going to pop, and blood is going to spurt.
Oh, it's you.
Blood is going to spurt out of you like a puncture in a balloon.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. I'm ready for Halloween. Riley made Halloween cookies last night.
You're gonna find it's a very small world when I'm angry at you.
Really? It's a small world, after all?
I'll be honest, I felt the same way after New Year's. But then... events just kind of got fun again. And then it happened again during Skadeverse because 3 back-to-back events. But it'll get fun again for Beach Bash. That's how this stuff works, yeah.
That's how it works.
10 a.m. AEST to E.
Where is it? Do you want to tell us or not really? It's up to you if you want to share.
In the Dominican Republic.
He's like, how did I get Yugoslavia's time zone in there?
Hey guys.
There it is.
Hey guys.
Australia. Are you gonna cry, guys?
Look at voice chat one.
You know what's even funnier, right? Okay,
You tell. I want to giggle more. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, let me explain, right?
Okay.
You said US time, huh?
So the irony is my time was never wrong. But okay, I was thinking in EST, right?
You were thinking you were American for a minute.
So here's how it went. I was thinking in UK time, as in the number time, right? So 10 a.m. Australian to 8 p.m. UK, right? So I was thinking of the number, but the words. I wasn't thinking the words. So when I was doing UK time, I was thinking EST. So I was thinking like 8 p.m. EST, like 8 p.m. UK, but I was using the wrong time. So I literally just jumbled it all up, basically. And
what did the result of that happen? Well, you might want to let the birthday team know that we have a night party. Yeah, I'm excited. I will be there with bells on.
I have a question. Can you
What's your
turn
question?
up both my birthday party?
Wait. We can. Do you mind if you're online? Do you mind doing a mod rec really quick for it? So that we can, the next Valkyrie that's on will do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just so that when because right now we don't have a Valkyrie on, and so that way when someone gets on, they can see it and do it. The fly is just to give you access to be able to see things better at your party area, but if you fly past your party area, you will fall down.
Yeah.
So only for the party area.
So I saw someone actually learn that the hard way.
But I think this is worth a texting BB while he's on a little break.
About the time thing?
Yeah.
I think he would enjoy that, Evan. No?
Please no.
Okay, we will.
Please don't kick me when I'm down.
We know BB doesn't like watch videos, so you don't have to worry about him seeing this.
When
I don't. I don't.
I mean, I won't send him the clip or anything.
Yeah.
Nah, it happens, Evan. And here's the nice part: you'll go a while of nothing happening, and then things just like, what now? It's like you scream to the universe, "What now?" And then something else falls in your lap. I feel like you're having one of those kind of moments.
I mean,
we're like nothing else could possibly go wrong, and then we find out, oh, we have the wrong day. You know, that kind of thing.
You could tell me that the dog has died, that you have 3 days to live, and that, you know, I'm also about to lose all my money, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. You're like, all right, so it's just another day. That was so funny.
Another win.
I'm so glad you spoke up, man, because, like I said, I had already spoken up, but I'm like, I can't count clearly.
I looked at it yesterday. I was like, huh, 11 a.m. EST or AEDT or whatever. That time's going to be very late for us. And I looked it up and it was like, okay, so it's at 6. Okay. And I was like, huh, 30 minutes? That's not even close to 6.
I'm really glad we didn't put it in the happening today or anything on it. Which we didn't forget. That was their choice. You guys know, you guys as the birthdayers, you get your choice.
Because I wanna, my thing, birthday just turn off fully fly because pigs try fly. Where end of it, he just died. I just want to fully turn off the both areas.
Okay, we'll just turn it off in both. So, we usually it's just the other way around. People are asking us to turn it on. So it's kind of nice to hear someone want it turned off.
Because I do not wanna again happen where pigs dies. Maybe complain.
Yeah, but he can also not fly. You guys know you don't have to fly. I mean, flying's up to you. You can walk. If you wanted it to stay on, you could just tell him don't fly. That's always an option. Okay. But if it's up to you. It's your birthday area. If you want to have fly on it, you can. It's up to you. Just know that you don't. Hey, Ren. Oh, Ren.
He's already.
You have missed such opportunity, but you'll get caught up. No worries. But
she's already seen.
Okay. Oh, Ren. Yeah. Anyways, so Victory Man, yeah. So it's up to you. It has the ability to fly there, but just know you don't have to. Pigs could walk it if they wanted, but a lot of times when you see you have fly, you like to fly, that kind of thing. So yeah, he might be just doing that.
When he flew by the end of it somehow, when he died, he do not remember where he died.
Yeah, and then he stayed in that area for more than 5 minutes, so yeah, it all despawned. I actually I went on and tried to help him, so I do remember.
Can I just remind you guys that I illegally am allowed to vote. I just think that's really important to point out. Like I am I am allowed legally to just help decide who will be the leader of our country, and I can't even
But you
work
can't
out
tell time.
Yeah.
Oh, Ren. You missed quite the doozy. So I'm just gonna recap. So Ren, yesterday I questioned the time. I felt like it was wrong what he was saying it was, and I did point it out and I did question him. And he went back to his Google search history and found where he had asked about the time, and he hit enter again on it, and once again told me, "Nope, Blue, I'm right," kind of in a little condescending-ish tone. But he usually is right. For the record, I'm usually the wrong one. And what happened? So then right now, when we got the ping, Nin pointed out the same thing I had pointed out, and this time Evan's like, "Nope, I double checked it. I'll check it again," and then checked it again and realized that he made a mistake. So yeah, that's it. But you can imagine Evan during this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What now? Like, yeah, it was quite entertaining. We were not arguing. There was no arguments. There was no nothing. It was just Evan at this point has given up completely, and he's just rolling with it. I'm about
to have a mental breakdown, and I'm also about to like literally kill every Skade so they can't have a birthday anymore. We can do their death days. I think that'll be easy to celebrate. We can just build like a gravestone.
Can you imagine the funerals we would have to plan? We'd have to plan so many Midgard funerals, and that's just as big as a birthday.
You know, there is one thing. If we get the dates mixed up, they won't notice.
On Minecraft? What am I even saying? That's so horrible.
You know what, guys, that's actually good. If we get the dates mixed up for their funeral,
they won't know. On Minecraft. I guess we can bury people.
They won't know if we get the date wrong or anything, though. Like, they'll be dead, so it's fine.
Ready up, Dusty and Volky. This is our last one.
Oh,
it was like, something, Ren.
I was just like...
I can imagine.
Yeah, you know but Nen did it this time, not me. Nen poked the bear.
What's even worse is that, so I converted it, and then I had it set in stone. Then Blue asked me, and I even double checked it. So I made the same mistake twice. So what I did, right? So I was thinking in like the UK time brain, but I also was using the wrong words. I was using like the wrong letters. So I was thinking EST and UK simultaneously. So I was thinking, okay, what time would that equate to? And I was thinking, okay, like 8 p.m. seems about right compared to 10 a.m. Australian. So I used that as the guidepost and just added on an hour and a half. But yeah, so I was thinking in EST, you know, but we use EST so much, like I'm kind of programmed to do it. So, you know, it just became a very autonomous thing, and me checking twice actually made it worse. But anyway, everything's fine now. I'm just very angry, but at least we didn't join the call wondering where everybody was and where Lux was. So silver lining and all that. I'm just very annoyed. I'm just very like... You know, I'm pleased I just figured out how I got it mixed up, though. I was literally about to go crazy thinking, like, did, like, Google lie to me? Did I type something wrong? Like, I was getting very confused. Anyway, when can I leave birthday team? Who is going to become the new lead of it? Nen, you're gonna become the lead of it, Nen. I think you're gonna...
I'm good.
You don't care about mental health, right? Ren, I promise you there was a time before you joined this team where we actually did have a little bit of peace. Like, after we'll say, the transition of power to me and Ben. I guarantee you...
Don't believe you.
I mean, to be fair, like, before all of these birthdays came up, like, the last month was pretty chill.
It was going very well. It was going very well. Like, we've had very good periods. The worst period we ever had, Ren missed. Thank God. And that was like hell, and that's why we now ping people a month early. And then this one was just a, you know, not even a major overlook on my end, and that's just sort of had a knock-on effect with the builds. So yeah, I don't feel like sad or anything, or even angry at this point. I just feel very guilty because my overlook has affected other people, and that's what I care about. I don't care if I have to dig myself out. It's when other people are also affected, because they've also got lives, so it's annoying. It's now like, hey, I know you've already got like this build to do and that build to do, but hey, I've now got 2 more builds for you to do? Okay, thank you, bye. Like, just sucks, but the only difference is I'm actually around trying to help fix my mistake, rather than, you know, other circumstances.
Old friend.
Helldivers has generated a lot of controversy today because
Oh,
they
because
have
you need
made
a link an account.
Yep, most ludicrous thing I've ever read. I bought the game for Steam. Let me use only Steam account. I don't. It's not a big deal. I literally could today make a PSN account and this not be a problem. I'm not even going to pretend like I couldn't. So it does seem petty, but it's a principle thing for me. I wouldn't if Minecraft suddenly said, "Oh, by the way, guys, you also need an account with I don't know EA to use our services." Like, it's like, no, I'm using yours. It's a Microsoft product. I'm using your product. I bought it on the Minecraft launcher. I bought it on the Minecraft website. Let me use your product.
I'm guessing they got
Yeah.
like some sort of deal with PlayStation. They're like, okay, use their accounts only or something, you know?
So Sony are like so here's how it works. Sony are the publishers of Arrowhead Studios. So Arrowhead's game is published by Sony. Now, for the last month, this was always going to happen, basically. They were always eventually going to make it so you had to use a PSN account, but they're now starting to enforce it. And, like, for me, if you had to make 2 accounts from the beginning, that would be better. I'd still be like, that's weird. I'm using Steam. That should be enough. But I'd be fine with it, because at least I know what I'm signing up for. But if you look at the Wayback Machine, it never used to be advertised on Steam that you needed a PSN account to use it. So they've just, out of nowhere, gone, by the way, Helldivers, to help save democracy, you need a PlayStation account. It's like, what? So and people don't, and this is something that people don't understand as well, and it seems really small and insignificant, but this is just how gaming works. If you have a really cool thing, and it continues to be really awesome, but you add in something, it could be the most minor inconvenience. It could be a small pop-up ad you see every, 10 hours. It could be oh, you have to now re-sign into your account. You lose that player. Like, there is going to be somebody somewhere who literally stops playing it or gets bored or goes, I don't want to log into that, or I don't really like the fact this thing has ads now.
You see this with with Minecraft players. Like, there could be something like there's probably a lot of people who quit over the combat change in 1.9, and or even smaller, way smaller things. It's, you know.
Yeah, it's your thing. The minute your thing has something inconvenient that's a part of it, people just don't really like that anymore. If you have a really awesome free-to-play game and you start charging them, you lose those players because they don't want to pay for something they were using for free this entire time.
Yeah.
If the stuff that you add in was like that from the beginning, it's fine because that's what you've signed up for. You knew what you were getting into. When you add in those things, if you play a game that never has any advertisement, and then tomorrow they're like, oh, by the way,
something that game developers need to understand, but I guess most are not going to understand.
It's just basic. It's just basic. Like, it's just how everything works. Like, you're going to lose a massive portion of people because everybody remember Wordle? Everybody used to play that game every day without fail, and then the New York Times bought it, and then you had to literally pay a subscription to start using it regularly, and now suddenly people don't want to use it. Your thing has to stay cool and it has to, stay consistent. If it doesn't, then people move on. They'll move on to the free thing or the quicker thing or the cooler thing. And is it dumb? In a way, yes, but that's just how people work. So they've made a very bad mistake. Even if, I guarantee you, even if Sony or Helldivers or whoever, even if they were to repeal this today, like right now, this second, they probably have still lost 25% of the players they previously had to this. Just because. And you've got to be so careful. they also know this. Like, this is about selling. This is about owning Steam data. They want your data. Like, that's all it is. Like, it isn't like an actual like convenience thing or oh, we just want you to be a part of our game. It's literally just they want your data. It's fine, but it's just dumb.
Oh, unfortunately,
what I'm most disappointed about,
that's the future we're going towards. Selling our, we don't have rights to our personal data. It's going to be owned by some third party, no matter what we do.
Yeah, I will stop talking about it after this. But the one thing that I'm most disappointed about is that, like, I loved Helldivers, and I was like, wow, like this is literally one of the most exciting games that's released in a very long time. Like, what is up with this? And I was thinking, it's too good to be true. Something is gonna happen, and it's just gonna lose. It's gonna suddenly lose popularity. They're gonna do something stupid and lose everything, and then suddenly I feel like I almost manifested it, but I just don't trust modern gaming anymore because of things like this. Any game that has a massive upsurge in popularity.
And also, like, I don't know if you've really been keeping up with things, but all like for a lot of AAA games now it's like they don't care about releasing a game that's finished these days. It's like, oh, the game is launched, but technically the launch is more like the alpha of the game, and it's gonna take like 2 years or more just to get to a stable game. And by then,
I mean, I think
by
that's
the time
fine
the
with
game is stable,
some
it's gonna
indie
be
games.
old. And it's like gonna be replaced by the next new game that's also unstable.
Well, for me, people wonder why people don't trust modern games anymore. People wonder why there is so much skepticism. You see an awesome trailer and nobody's buying it. Nobody believes what they're saying. People wonder why. When the industry has lied to you and has given you underwhelming
and underdeliver.
When they have always like overpromised and when they have constantly like promoted things that end up being underwhelming, or they have just disappointed, or they've made dumb decisions, you start to grow callous and you start to no longer trust anything. Like the Helldivers was kind of like that. I think for a lot of gamers, Helldivers was like that. Oh my god, like there are games that can be made with passion and just be genuinely fun without any strings attached. And this is literally just going to crush a lot of people again and make them go, wow, like I was wrong to even begin to trust this thing because it ended up making the same mistake. I'm very skeptical of new games when they get announced. I don't trust what they say anymore. I just don't. And it's just sad.
Game not be made with love and also have like slightly shady corporation problems because
of course it can,
of the company that bought them.
It absolutely can, and that's a lot of what modern gaming is now. But it's more just a shame that like it's even a climate that we're in that people are just skeptical of what games promise. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
We were talking about me and Evan were ranting about the state of modern games and how a lot of games are like overhyped and like underdeliver.
Oh, I agree on that part, big time.
That's
At
what I was
least the
saying about
overhyped part. Just in the couple games I've looked into, there was that one Skull and Bone game, and the preview on it looks so cool. And I downloaded it to get like the trial, and I'm so glad I didn't buy it. It was so underwhelming once you were in it.
Yeah.
Is that like the kind of thing you're talking about? Like
pretty much. Like I was saying, I had mentioned about the Helldivers thing, and I was just saying like it was disappointing because like I am very skeptical of games nowadays. Whenever they promise something, or if anything is really good, I'm just thinking, what are they gonna do? What is that decision they're gonna make that makes people no longer want to play it? What are they gonna do that manages to somehow cause a problem and people no longer trust? And I think Helldivers was one of the first games in a long time that really made people go, wow, this thing came from nowhere and it's like amazing and it's awesome and everybody loved it. And I was just thinking,
what's the name again? I've never heard of it. What?
Helldivers. Oh my god, I hate you.
It's the gaming's been talking about.
I know. That was my point on it. Like, yes, I'm like, you have very much talked a lot about it lately.
So for me, what I'm saying is like it just sucks. Like I was just saying, and people wonder why we're so skeptical of modern games nowadays. It's because things like this happen that shatter our trust, or we get excited over things that don't end up delivering. So it just sucks, but it is what it is.
Can you come upstairs really quick?
Anyway,
because I'm 3 out of 4 on this, and I It's a Rhyhorn. I know you'll nail it. I'll nail it. I'll nail it unless I need to nail it. So I'd rather you take the fall, please, and thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go to
It's
the
a
shops
Rhyhorn.
and
You
try
got
and
this.
decompress. I'm gonna see
You
you
go
guys.
to the shops. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and
I will
then
give you. I will
we
talk
will
to
meet
you
up.
later, Blue. Yeah. Okay.
What time?
Oh, this is birthday team stuff. We have to finish up a build together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So,
See you guys.
yeah, so I don't know. I'll be back around on Skade later in a few hours. So yeah. Well, thank you guys for playing. Dusty, did you already do your outro?
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, here at some Fortnite with Skade. If you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Ring, 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 ring.